Welcome back. We have one more match for you tonight between Klazam and Panzer, and commentating this one will be K Downs and Sens fan, so I'm going to throw it over to them.
All right, Sens fan here. And how are you doing tonight after that match, K Downs?
That match was such BS. Can't really do anything about it, though.
Yeah, so obviously K Downs did just play a match. But for this match, we have Panzer on Burn and Klazam on his Goryo's expertise deck. So K Downs, what do you think of Panzer's Burn deck?
I hate it. It's got too many one-mana cost cards.
Mm-hmm.
Too many things that can't be countered right away.
Right? Mm-hmm.
And I just lose all the time.
Yeah, it's a very efficient, fast burn deck that just says, oh, I played my 7 spells that all did 3 damage. I win. We talked about this a bit last match. Nothing too outside the ordinary in this list. Pretty stock burn list.
The thing that catches me off guard about Panzer's burn list is no Atarkus commands.
Right.
Which has become close to the norm with Skullcrack actually going to the sideboard.
Yeah.
Because of the extra damage it provides.
Interesting decision there for sure. And then if we hop over to Klazam's deck.
I think Klaz is favored in this matchup, as weird as that sounds with the burn.
You think he's fast enough? So he's running a Goryo's expertise deck. The general point for anyone that doesn't know is you cheat a huge creature into play, either Emrakul to win you the game, or Gristlebrand to find you an Emrakul to win you the game. You can either do that through Goryo's Vengeance, or in this deck, you can use Karizev's expertise, and the way the rules interact currently with breaking and entering to play both sides of that for free.
Yeah, we're playing with the pre-Akhemet rule set where breaking and entering works the way it's going to work in this matchup. But after Akhemet, this deck will not work with the breaking and entering combo. As I mentioned in the first matchup of the night with Klazam and Pseudo.
Correct. Okay, so you're just saying you think this deck is fast enough to get there?
I think it's fast enough to get here, but Panzer could have a fast enough deck that just gets there also.
I mean, yeah, basically, this deck needs to win by, I'd say, turn 3 or 4, probably.
Yeah.
Interesting interaction with the burn deck really, really weakens Gristlebrand.
Yes, a lot.
Because, typically you can Gristlebrand for 2 or 3, or 2 at least, before attacking, and then potentially a 3rd time after attacking. Likely will not have that luxury against a burn deck.
Not at all.
But the lifelink could be relevant, right? 7 lifelink is very relevant on its own.
Right. Yeah, that's very relevant against a burn deck. But I'm looking at the opening hands right now, and
yeah, who's on the play? Looks like Panzer's on the play. So if we look at that hand first,
he's going to go turn 1 Goblin Guide, most likely.
Yep.
I feel like this is one of the slower starts for Burn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, turn 1 Rift Bolt is slow, especially because you have the Goblin Guide.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm not sure this hand is good enough against the expertise deck. I don't think it gets there. But if we hop over to Klazam's hand...
Klazam's hand's really bad, I think.
Yeah, 4 lands with just you have the looting and the Serum Visions.
But and you have the Emrakul, but it's just, I think it's too slow.
I think it's probably too slow. Though again, with the looting and the visions, I'd be tempted to see if it gets there, but I think both these hands just are not fast enough against the opponent.
I could see Klaz winning this if he keeps his hand going Serum Vision into Goryo's Vengeance. And on turn 3, Faithless Looting, and then Goryo's Vengeance out the Emrakul before it shuffles back in.
Although, the interesting thing is that Burn is one of the few decks that probably can still win after getting Emrakul.
It's true, but with Panzer's hand though, is
yes, this hand is. I don't think this hand is capable at all. Let's send it down to the players. Let them know that they can mulligan if they want, and we'll see. I would expect 2 mulligans, but I think both hands are probably keepable if the players are risk tolerant.
I think Klazam's deck is the more keepable, or hand is the more keepable one. Now they're both keeping.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
We'll let them know that they can play.
And we do see the turn 1 Goblin Guide. Finds the Forbidden Orchard. Interesting interaction, depending what if you happen to top deck a Gristlebrand, of getting the free discard on turn 1 with Goblin Guide on the draw. We'll see what he chooses to do. Doesn't really want to use Forbidden Orchard or Steam Vents in theory, because either he's giving his opponent a beater or he's taking 2 damage.
I think leading off the island's the right choice.
Yep. Yeah, if you can avoid playing the Steam Vents because he already has quite a few lands, I think that's the correct choice. Or at a turn where you don't need to keep it up and you can afford to let it come into play tapped.
Alright, let's see what he's going to...
Finds a Gristlebrand.
And a Goryo's Vengeance. He drew a Gristlebrand from the Stern Vision, so I could see him pitching the second one.
And what's on top? Vengeance and what?
Another Gristlebrand.
So he wins on turn 3.
Yes.
Okay. as long as we're I assume he kept the Gristlebrand on top?
No, he kept the Goryo's.
Or sorry, I meant the Goryo's Vengeance. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so he wins the game on turn 3. Okay, that was good. Good. That deck doing what that deck does. Sounds good. Discards the Forbidden Orchard.
Yeah, that helps Panzer way too much.
No, for sure. Eesh. I mean, I think you have to double Rift Bolt, right?
Yeah.
Because you need to get that damage in.
What did Panzer? He drew a Lightning Helix.
Mm-hmm. Might kind of be relevant 14 for Panzer, because that would be 2 Gristlebrand swings. So if he shocks himself a couple times, he might be speeding up the clock against him, although again, with the lifelink on Gristlebrand, the game probably gets out of hand, but potentially worth keeping in mind. Gonna Lightning Helix. I don't think I agree with that, just because you don't care about the damage this turn. Doing the Rift Bolts now maximizes the damage over, when they come out. I don't know if I agree with that at all. Seize the Vengeance. Excuse me. Klazam's going to untap, play a land, probably just pass. Maybe play a Serum Visions. I would leave a uncracked fetch, though, if I was Klazam, to allow me to shuffle after seeing Goblin Guide.
Yeah, let's see what he's going to get, though.
Draws just a mountain.
I could see him discarding the Steam Fence, playing Mountain, and Faithless Looting right here.
Why? What is that? Like, what do you gain by doing it this turn?
Going for the Gristlebrand life gain. I could see that happening.
You can't get Gristlebrand and play this turn.
No.
No, I assume next turn he'll just loot plus Gristlebrand.
They put a breaking and entering in a scalding turn on bottom.
Yeah, doesn't need either of those.
No.
A land, not at all what Panzer's looking for. And yeah, I think we could easily see a concession on Klazam's next turn. Because once he swings with Gristlebrand, this is gonna be ugly. And by ugly, I mean Klazam's gonna go right back to 18.
I think Klazam's going to go the Emrakul route.
Maybe.
Because with the Rift Bolts, Klazam's down at 5 already. Could be going down to 2 with the...
Well, if he attacks with Gristlebrand, he's gaining a life.
But if he attacks the Emrakul, that takes all away his
Yeah, that's
chance.
fair. I'd be afraid of taking 2 Rift Bolts without healing, though, I think. Yeah, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable taking 2 Rift Bolts to the face to drop to 4.
Okay, if he grabs a swamp, going down to 4 is fine. Going down to 2 is not fine.
Even 4 just seems needlessly risky when you can swing with Gristlebrand.
Well, the thing is, he'll go to no lands, and for him to be able to do 4, he needs 2 lands with Boros Charm.
No, but over 2 turns even, right? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't see any way you lose the game if you gain 7 life.
He's going to discard Emrakul. Probably a land.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this opens you up to too many ways of losing, I think, but it's tough. Yeah, so just for anyone who may not be familiar with the interaction, Emrakul has the triggered ability that when it's put into a graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles his graveyard into his library. Once that goes on the stack, Emrakul is still in the graveyard, and you can respond with Goryo's Vengeance to bring it back into play before your graveyard is shuffled. Yeah, I would just be afraid of Lightning Bolt, go, draw Lightning Bolt as a way to lose the game from here. That would be my main concern with this line of not gaining the 7 life.
Alright, drew a Swift Spear. So Panzer can't do anything this turn.
And let's see if Klazam can find the win. Only has access to 5 mana. And of course has no graveyard, so it doesn't have any shenanigans. But can play a monkey.
Oh, he hardcast the monkey. Is this a repeat of Pseudo?
And looks like Panzer's not going to find the lands, and that will do it in all likelihood.
Most likely, because
Gonna smack with the monkey.
put Panzer down to 3.
Might be worth casting Breaking here just to set up. No, chooses not to.
Okay, yeah, at this point, Klazam's basically locked up the game because Panzer goes down to 1. I feel like odds are Panzer's going to draw a fetch land or a shock land.
I don't know if the odds are in that or that high of that.
Well, now he could just Breaking and see what happens. With the Goryo's Vengeance in hand. And just finish out the game.
Seems incredibly risky to drop himself.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, this is a big problem. Oh. Right, he can grab the Goblin Guide.
Oh, is it from a graveyard? Oh.
That'll do it.
I don't even know if I can't. Hey, it looks like my chat's not working right now.
Yeah, grabbing the Goblin Guide.
Gotcha. Yeah, my chat's not working, so I'm gonna have to rely on you for anything that gets said in chat.
Sure. Speaking of which, for sideboards, do you expect either of these players to be sideboarding heavily in this matchup?
Let's see. Klazam, I can see Klazam bringing a Collective Brutality and a Fatal Push. Panzer could bring in Relic, Deflecting Palm, and Skullcrack, and possibly some Path to Exiles.
Yeah, he'll have to decide how much he wants to go off of the all-in burn plan. Because a lot of that stuff obviously does help him, but also detracts from, do I draw 8 cards that aren't lands, I win. So, will be interesting to see what he chooses to do. Looks like Klazam is bringing in Collective Brutality and Fatal Push. Bringing in Dispel as well.
Oh, Dispel and Spell Pierce are both really good too.
Yeah, you certainly, you can speak to this. You brought in a lot of counter magic against this deck.
Well, yeah, because I brought in Well, let me look at the deck. Yeah, because I had brought in.
You brought in Negate and Dispel, I believe.
What's Panther messaged me? Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna read this.
All right.
Yeah, Panzer was actually asking me a question about Deflecting Palm.
Okay. I mean, yeah, Deflecting Palm.
It's Emrakul. His question was, does Deflecting Palm work on Emrakul? It does because it does not target Emrakul. You get to choose a source that deals damage. Or
Right.
It's weird because it's how burn players beat Boggles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they can't hit them with any of the burn spells, but can use Deflecting Palm to get rid of it. Let's see.
Looks like Klazam taking out the Cathartic Reunions, a Forbidden Orchard, an Expertise of Breaking and Entering as well. Panzer is taking out the Searing Blazes.
Yeah, that's no-brainer. The Searing Blaze doesn't do much in this matchup.
Right, by the time your opponent has creatures, usually you're not going to be winning the game. Brings in a Deflecting Palm, a Relic.
And probably Path to Exile is two other cards.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Skullcrack has some play against Gristlebrand.
But looks like he...
Yep, brings in a Helix and a Skullcrack.
I don't agree with the Helix. I feel like the Helix could be a Path. And Path...
I just think Path takes you off of your win conditions so much.
I don't think it takes it off as much as you think it does. It helps take them out of their win condition, because the only thing it can't hit is Emrakul. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so all it hits, there are 4 cards in the entire deck that it hits.
It also hits Borigamos.
Is the list running?
Oh no, it only hits Crystal. I'm sorry. I thought it was running Borigamos.
So the players are going to draw their hands. Panzer is presumably on the play. So if we look at his hand, has 2 fetches, a Swift Spear, a Lavamancer, a Goblin Guide, a Skullcrack, and a Helix. This seems fantastic to me. Do you disagree?
It certainly gets the clock going first.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a fantastic hand. I'd be stunned if he threw this hand back, I think. You have the Goblin Guide and the Swift Spear followed up by multiple burn spells. You have the Lavamancer to give you some reach. I think this hand is exactly what you're looking for.
So I like Klazam's hand while we're looking, because it's 2 fences, 2 through the breach, a Grizzlebrand, and 2 lands. Only thing Klazam needs is a Faithless Footing or a Cathartic Reunion.
And again, as I mentioned last game, turn 1 Goblin Guide, if you hit a land on the draw, you discard turn 1.
Yeah.
So, I think this hand is perfectly keepable because your opponent may let you discard. If he plays turn 1 Goblin Guide, there's a 1 in 3 chance you pitch a Gristlebrand on turn 1.
What I'm all doing, man. So should I
Both players are keeping their hands.
That seems reasonable.
Yep. Interested to see if we're gonna see the Goblin Guide into turn 1 discard Gristlebrand play.
Which will be really gross for Klazam. And
I mean,
think will basically win him the game.
Frankly, I think that's reason enough to start with the Swift Spear in this matchup. Like, it's already kind of close normally. And I think you just set yourself up to get blown out so much if Goblin Guide lets them discard turn 1.
To be fair for Panzer, though, he hasn't really been playing.
Here it comes.
Played too much in a few years, so he.
Oh, baby, we see the land. Here we go.
This is going to be intense. Just
This is hilarious. Yeah, turn 2 Gristlebrand, attack you, win the game. Period, the end. Wow. This is going to be fun. Oh, hey, let's draw an Emrakul. Just so that, if we follow up with a Faithless Looting in the 20 turns we're going to buy by gaining 7 on turn 2. Yeah, this game's nuts. This is insane. Turn 2, he's going to attack with Gristlebrand, gain 7, which buys him 1,000,000 years, and he has another Goryo's Vengeance and Emrakul in his hand. This is pretty insane.
It's really insane. I'm curious to see what Panzer's going to draw.
I mean, I don't think there's anything he can draw that's relevant at this point.
I mean, luckily for Panzer, he has Skullcrack in hand.
There's no way he keeps Skullcrack up, though. Like, you can't. You have to probably do Swift Spear, Rift Bolt, I would think. I don't know. I think it would be very... I think if your opponent's reanimating Gristlebrand on 2, I don't think you can really play around that, is my guess. I mean, I know it's in the graveyard, but I think you have to play to your win condition, which is getting a bunch of damage in with your Swift Spear and your Rift Bolt and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Let's see what Panzer does here. Yeah, he's not leaving Skullcrack up. He's probably going to go Eidolon into Swift Spear or floats.
I think you have to just hope that your opponent doesn't have the nuts. Because, like I said, you're playing burn. You need to burn your opponent out. Gonna get some more damage in with Goblin Guide. Let's see if he gives Klazam another card. Oh boy.
Oh, that's gross.
This is pretty close to the nuts for Klazam. At 15 now, gonna swing to 22. An argument exists that he should draw 7, frankly. Like, I don't think he should, but...
Nah, I think you should. Because he could hit that Faithless Looting and just kill him with Emrakul the next turn.
That's fair.
I mean, going from back down to 15.
I mean, you are taking a lot of damage on Panzer's next turn.
But you go to 22, back down to 15. 3, 5, 7. That's still 8 points of damage that he needs to have off of 3 lands. Which we can see his hand right now, and that's not going to cut it.
I just think if you draw 7, you're putting yourself on a 1 or 2 turn clock, and I'm not sure it's necessary.
You just maybe switch teams.
Because I think there's a lot of times where you whiff on your draw 7, and then you just threw the game. 7 life is a ton. That's 3 cards. That is 3 full cards that Panzer needs. And I think you buy yourself so much time by doing that, especially with a Dispel in hand.
I mean, it's not 3 cards he needs, because he already has 2 of the 3 in his hand already.
No, I mean the 7 additional points of damage that you avoid dealing yourself. 3 cards roughly deals that 7 damage. So you're forcing him to draw 3 more.
Well, it's going to put him down to 15, 12 with the Rift Bolt, 2 from the Goblin guy, which will put Homie to 15, 12, 10. 10 points of damage, 8 if he doesn't have any more spells. But he 4 with a Lightning Helix. And he needs a bolt he needs a land. But I think reasonably he's in a safe spot. Yeah,
A safe spot for what, 1 turn? He has to win the game on his next turn? I don't know.
He wins it. He's got the Faithless Looting right there.
I mean, yeah, we can't judge the play on what he draws on the 7 cards, obviously. But I don't know. I think there was a lot safer ways to win this game involving having 7 life. But this is the line he picked. And obviously with any of these decks, there are a lot of different lines to be explored. And we will see if Panzer is able to get there on his turn.
I don't think Panzer's going to get there on his turn.
I don't think so.
Because I'm counting Rift Bolt as 4 damage because of Swift Spear. So 3, 7, 11. Counting the Helix.
Yeah.
Or Skullcrack, it's still 11. There's no viable way that Panzer's going to do 15 damage to Klazam next turn.
I mean, from Klazam's perspective, there's a lot of ways he's dead this turn.
Yeah.
He doesn't happen to know that Panzer's hand is quite slow in terms of mana to damage and doesn't have the 3rd land, more importantly.
Yeah.
Hop in, partner.
I don't know what Klazam's doing right now. I guess he's just trying to figure out what to discard and what to keep.
Absolutely. I mean, Klazam has put himself in the position where he needs to win the game on his next turn. And may not even have that long, right? So.
Oh, wait, yeah, I know.
Potentially wondering if it's worth looting this turn.
You're right, my brother.
Nah. I wouldn't loot.
Yeah,
I think I probably would, just because there's nothing better to be doing with your looting.
Well, you need to keep the looting up to be able. Well, he'll have 5 mana anyways next turn, but still.
Yeah.
But keeping the looting up just so you can go ahead and just do the combo.
I've never seen that. Seems like he's getting on.
I think Panzer knows he's dead next turn. Twelve, 8.
Yeah, I think he's going to be just short.
And I think for Klazam's perspective, he knows his opponent needs to have Bolt, Lava Spike, and he...
I mean, no, if that Skullcrack or Lava Mancer was a bolt, he loses.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm not sure I would have taken the 7. But obviously, it worked out.
I got him. And I got him too. There's no more G. There's a tank.
Yeah, getting a Lightning Helix. Goes up to 11. That's not enough, unfortunately, to survive a hit from Emrakul that we know is coming.
it's clearly going to end the game right now on his turn.
Yep. And this deck twice now just gets there.
Although I think Class is going to have a really hard match in his last match of this trimester, though.
Yeah, we'll have to see, certainly when we get there, how his match looks up for that one.
Because I think he's going to have a really hard time against Blue Moon.
Draws from looting aren't super relevant here. We see him pitch the Emrakul. He's going to swing with it. He's going to win. And probably we'll see the scoop here, I'm guessing, from Panzer.
Yeah, I assume so too.
Yeah, there we go. We see the scoop. And there we go. We have the quick 2-0.
Very fast 2-0.
Yeah, so as you said, pregame, certainly, this Goryo's Expertise deck, just faster than the burn. The burn can't meaningfully interact with the combo. And so when the deck gets there, it just wins very, very quickly.
I started
it's...
on Monday.
Any final thoughts on the matchup?
Nope, and the matchup went exactly how I thought it would go.
Yeah, absolutely. So at this point, I'm not sure at all. We may have another match, but I really don't know. Again, if we have one, it'll probably be a fairly quick turnaround.
Yeah. I think the matchup will probably be me versus Class if Class wants to do that, and if we have the people to do it.
Yeah. So go ahead. Okay. I think we may have lost Cadence. I'm not sure. All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So go ahead if you.
I don't have anything else to say.
Okay. So thank you to everyone for watching. Like I said, we may or may not have another match. If we do, it'll be pretty quick. If not, thank you all for watching tonight. It's been great for K-Downs, for the players. I'm Sen's fan. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a good night.